right.
Oh, look at this.
All right. Larry's in the house. We got Phyllis here, Debbie, Donald, Therese, Beverly, Tracy. The whole gang's filing in.
Yeah. Looks good today. Everyone knows Larry. All right.
Larry doing Frankenstein experiments in his house there, so everything.
Look how handsome he looks. He didn't in the practice. He didn't look that handsome.
He's got the lightning bolts going on.
Did he look that handsome before, Dave? I don't think he did.
I don't think he did. He looks better now. What'd you do, Larry? You put some cream on your face? What'd you do?
Makeup. I had a makeup artist.
You had a makeup artist?
His hair is kicking too.
Donna. All right.
Dave, is Daniel here? I want to show off his picture. Is he here?
Aaron's here. I don't see Daniel yet.
Oh,
but so keep the powder dry there, Gene.
All right.
Aaron made it. All right.
We do have a full show here today. And then, Dave, once again, tomorrow is it the first day of the new Thursday show, correct?
That's right. Now, tomorrow, all those people everyone here that is a subscriber on some level, whether it's the 295 updates, whether it's George Jr. Digital, whether it's George Digital or the print version, whatever it is, if you have some form of a paid subscription, you're going to get emailed this special link to watch tomorrow's show on YouTube. You don't have to have a YouTube account or a Gmail account. Just click the link.
It's going to be a private link for just you guys only, you all only, and it's going to be great. And it does allow us to be a little more loosey-goosey, I would say. Wow,
it sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, it will be. Now, the other thing is, if you happen to have subscribed with some wackadoo email address that's like fake and that you're not going to get a link.
Or if you're doing, because I see this all the time, someone will say like they'll make a specific link just for us or for subscriptions. You got to check it because that's where it's going.
Yeah, that's right. So check that folder. And if when you set up your subscription, if it was Dorothy@gmail.com with an N as opposed to com with an M, you're not going to get a link. So this is how it goes. All right. Eddie, Daniel's here.
Oh, good. All right. Daniel's here. I wanted to show off his picture. I'm collecting these. I know Tracy sent in one. Stella sent. I think a couple other people sent in. This is Daniel. Look at this.
Nice.
Daniel did a nice job. Well, Daniel's got some skills.
It looks good. I like that. Oh, crazy. That George that he's holding, Larry worked on that in what? 1980. What year?
97.
97.
1997.
Yes.
That's right.
Three years before I was born.
It was just odd for the magazine. So, yeah, it was a little strange.
So, anyway, Daniel did this. If you guys have this type of artwork, we'd like to put it up here and show it off. But, yeah, he's the most famous George cover there. All right.
Yep.
All right, guys, you ready to get going on this thing?
Yeah, let's get going. We got a packed show, everyone. So listen, please share this, share the show, share the link. I say this all the time. Your friends will not get mad at you. Like, why are you sharing these clowns again? They're not going to say that. They're going to love the show. All
right, here we go. We're starting the show. Okay, first up in the dispatch, our favorite topic here, especially what happened last night. This is from the dispatch. Remember, you can get the dispatch for free. Just go to georgemagazine.com. Every morning, Monday through Friday, you get emailed. Today's lead story, Trump gets revenge on Indiana, and he definitely did, my goodness, as most redistricting rebels fall to the president's pick. All right, guys, weigh it out, man. Oh, my goodness.
It was perfect. Perfect. Okay, taken advantage of for too many years, and now it's gotten fixed. And look at how the outcomes are working in our favor.
So, and that's the most important point, is that the elections can be very secure, but you got to show up.
Yeah,
right? You got to actually vote. Mail in your vote, absentee ballot, early voting, vote on the day of election, whatever is most convenient. But if you don't show up, the elections could be as secure as anything, and the other guys are going to win.
Let me explain in Indiana for everyone that might not know exactly what was going on. The Indiana state government, this is not the federal, but the state senators blocked what Donald Trump wanted to do, was do a redistricting, basically a gerrymander, and they defied Trump. And Trump said, okay, these senators that voted against that, I'm going to primary you. And so they found new people to be senators, and out of, I believe, 5 already switched. One is in the process of determining too close to call, and 1 lost. But this is crazy. 5 sitting state senators went down because Trump said, you don't agree with me, I'm going to primary you.
Yeah, the incumbents lost.
Incumbents, yeah. All right.
That they did.
No, this is big. Now check out this. How can I say this? The twist on it, because this is a big story. It shows Donald Trump's control over the Republican Party. But what are they saying in the media? Here we go.
Yeah,
revenge stuff has nothing to do with state politics. It is purely to signal that Trump still has a chokehold on the party, that he's not going to be a lame duck, and that even if Republicans lose the House, you better not cross them, because he can still screw you.
It's a chokehold on the Republican base, right?
Yeah.
So this is the thing. Primary elections are your most activated, your sort of most true party members. And this certainly is a declaration to anyone in Washington who sort of wants to have some daylight with the president heading into the midterms. But we can also see Trump is underwater with sort of the overall electorate. And
so that is so disingenuous. Let me just say this, Larry. So disingenuous, because instead of saying that, look how President Trump is helping the Republican Party. Look how President Trump gets people out to vote, and Republicans are able to win. If it wasn't for Trump doing this and his enthusiasm and all of that, no. Instead, it's Trump is strangling. He's got a stranglehold. He's strangling the Republican Party.
He's going door to door.
He's underwater.
It's amazing. They think they're going door to door, dragging them out. This is how you have to vote. Basically, they wait for a Trump endorsement because they know it's a good pick.
Okay, which leads me to Vivek's contest or primary there. Now, of course, Donald Trump, we talked about it yesterday, endorsed Vivek the first time, and then the Republicans that knew how this works said, we'll back off, we will not run. Big names, congresspeople, former congresspeople, said that's Donald Trump's pick. And then he had to endorse again. And this is, it seems like this is intentional. Dave, let me pull this up. And we don't pick on people here. And so I'm not going to show you the name of it. He has a small account. But he's saying about this, it says, first of all, you can see the racism here. The worst education system that benefits foreigners and Indians. This is talking about Vivek. And this is a professed MAGA person. When Vivek gets into office without my vote, I will continue to expose fraud. I just, to me, this is going back to what we're saying. All of these people, the end move is that, oh my goodness, I'm not going to vote. And it harms Trump's pick here.
Right. And do you think that, okay, so Scooter Pooch lost, right? So he lost to Vivek. Now, do you think his team is meeting with Vivek's team and saying, all right, let's consolidate so we can take on the Democrat and the Republicans can win the Democrat? No, of course not. They're a bunch of these candidates that are pushed by this Flynn network are just a bunch of sore loser babies, and that's it. They don't want any kind of solidarity.
None.
I don't know what they're about.
None.
Frankly.
None whatsoever.
No, look at this now. On that same person, I won't give this person attention, complained about COVID or whatever. This is who Vivek in the main election is going against. Democrat Amy Acton, who led the state's COVID response. And I get what a lot of MAGA feels about the COVID thing. I totally get that. My point is, what they're doing is saying, oh my goodness, I can't vote for Vivek Ramaswamy, so I'm not just going to vote at all. I might even vote Democrat. But they don't say, they don't take their vote and say, okay, my guy lost, let's go with Trump's pick, or let's go with the conservative pick.
There is no working with one another anymore. We need more people like Fetterman. Okay, Fetterman
I actually like Fetterman.
Was going to be a lame duck, and he was just going to wander around the streets lost, which is what I thought. To him stepping up and doing the right thing, you got to cross party lines sometimes to do the right thing. And politics has changed. They don't care about doing the right thing and agreeing with the other party. It's all about, that's what you want. We want the opposite just because of that. And that's
right.
I mean, the old saying, I even hate to say this, the old saying is hold your nose and vote. And I know this because a lot of people had the same thing, because there was a lot of people that did not like Lindsey Graham when he won the primary. But what was your choice if you didn't like him? Allow the Democrat, Jamie Harrison at the time, and he's very, very smart man, got a lot of votes. What was the option? And I like Jamie Harrison. I knew him since he was a child. But Jamie Harrison is liberal. And so you had to vote if you were there for. Yeah. And it was Trump too.
Yeah, right. It was also like Larry is a full-blown Yankee fan. Larry loves the Yankees. Myself and Gene, we grew up as Mets fans because we're gluttons for punishment.
Yeah, I can see that.
We can have a conversation about, oh, the Yankees stink, this player stinks, the Mets are terrible, and all of this stuff. At the end of the day, you're still having a meal together, you're still having a beer, you're still drinking coffee together, whatever it is. But today's politics is whack.
You know what it is? People are too involved in politics. People didn't talk politics. That was like a rare thing. You walked into someone's house and it'd be the grandfather bringing up some politics. But other than that, nobody talked politics or held grudges against one another for your political views.
Well, now here's the thing. The turn happened, the shift happened when someone with an alternative political view was not just that they had an alternative political view. It's that now they are evil.
Yeah.
They're holding an evil view. Therefore, this person is evil and warranting my hatred and disdain. There's the problem.
It goes back to this post that someone wrote.
There it is.
It is basically trying to convince people that there's no way you could possibly vote for Vivek. But I bet you anything, because all these people sharing this all say, according to paper, oh, we love Trump. But when it comes to Trump, what he wants, they don't want anything to do with it. And they don't understand that Donald Trump is working with these people in the Republican Party.
Now, also take into account, guys, please, audience, folks that are in the chat room, you got to share the link. Just share it, because we're going to start transitioning over into very deep things, especially Stella. I saw one of your posts today where you talked about in certain schools, they're putting choke collars on children with autism. It was horrible. So we're going to get into all of that stuff. So share the link to the show. It'll be great. But Gene, I really think a lot of what happened is so much with this movement. It took in all of the trash that gloms onto other movements, right? Even more so than the Tea Party and all of that. But the MAGA movement has attracted every kind of low-life slime into it. And we're seeing the results of that. There's no reason. Why in the world you're not going to vote for the guy because you think that a candidate for governor wants to only hire foreigners and Indians? And what are you crazy?
Yeah, no, Okay.
It really is. The racism is off the charts in MAGA.
Yeah.
And then you have Nick Fuentes out there, the Nazi, basically saying vote Democrat.
And I think this was a move.
Right.
I think it was a move all along. All right, let's get into this, guys. The second second story here in the Dispatch. Trump pauses the Project Freedom for a short period. I think it's going as planned here. What's your thoughts, guys?
Larry?
Oh, I think it's going to work out. It's going to make so much money for us. Let them blockade those ships. Let them complain. Let everybody whine, say we don't have oil, and all of a sudden we're going to walk in there and we're going to surround everything and bring business to the United States with us.
Listen, you're right. That's right. Again, we made that post. The George marketing team made that post on Facebook and X and Truth Social that the shift has happened, and it has. This moment in time of Iran trying to block the Strait, this moment of time is not going to happen again, because the change in the flow of oil has already taken place. We're working with Venezuela. We're refining Venezuela's oil. The ships are coming to us. They're either coming to Venezuela or into the United States along the Texas coast and so on. That's the change that's happening. And now look, yesterday I said that it would be a very clever move for President Trump with Project Freedom to move 30 or 40 ships straight through the strait, right? Okay. I think it was on either Laura Ingram's show or Jesse's show around 8 o'clock. He had on some commentator to come on there that said like exactly the same thing. Amazingly, the following day, Iran is willing to negotiate their uranium supply. Because they know that if Trump does that, that's it. Their back is broken.
Now, check out this coincidence, guys. I brought this up to you earlier, but this is the White House just 2 days ago published this picture of Donald Trump. Just look at his helmet that he's holding in his hand, and then look at the cover that we put out just a month ago?
Yeah,
the last month. This is interesting how it works out. You see the light behind him. This is the armored of light. But once again, we've had other videos how like it just suddenly happened that way.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Do you want to look at this video here? This is Donald Trump talking about that. Here we go. 40 seconds.
As the time has come for Iran to give up, and that the U.S. naval blockade of Iranian ports will continue.
They should wave the white flag of surrender.
While once again downplaying the war.
I call it a skirmish because Iran has no chance.
And there may be some diplomatic progress, with Axios reporting this morning, citing 4 sources, that the U.S. and Iran now have a one-page document outlining a potential end to the conflict.
All right.
Now, Larry, you had a very good thought about this earlier, because one of the points in that document is that Iran will not enrich uranium to weapons grade level.
Right. To me, any level is weapons grade level. You don't need to blow something up. All you have to do is drop a little piece of dirty bomb somewhere, and you're doing the same damage. And then nobody knows you even did it. So 0 uranium. They don't need it. They've survived all these years without that energy. They can survive now.
Going back to that, though, I think one of the issues is when the United States first blew up this is a year ago, went to Iran and blew up that center. I think that uranium could be enriched again. I think they could go in there and enrich the uranium.
The problem is a lot of it is still a lot of it is enriched already. Right. I mean, it's degrading while it's sitting in the ground, obviously.
Okay.
But I think it's hard, and that's part of the problem. The problem is that's why we're talking about sending the guys in there and our industry in there to take out.
Right. Right. That's part of
That's
one
a
of the-
project. That's an environmental hazard over there. That's
Of course it is. Of course it is.
It's like removing asbestos from a building. It's almost like you got to go in there with a toothbrush and a toothpick.
Right. And then the other thing is, how are you going to keep track? These guys are masters of deceit. So how is anyone really going to keep track of they have enriched uranium, they don't, it's halfway there, it's how are you going to keep track of that?
They've been lying for years. There's no trusting them.
Right.
Sorry, things have to completely change in Iran for anything to happen in a good way.
Right.
Government's got to change.
All right, guys, let's tackle this one. We've been talking about this today. It was highly talked about. RFK unveils an initiative targeting overuse of psychiatric medications, especially among children. Now, needless to say, what he's talking about is Paxil, Zoloft, a lot of the serotonin reuptake that people use for depression, anxiety, or whatever. But he's out there. He's attacking this problem with this. Your thoughts, guys?
Larry, you had a good thought earlier.
Oh yeah.
All these foods that these kids eat, most of these kids are eating processed foods. Processed foods have side effects, okay? And this is what you're seeing. Those are the side effects of processed foods. Same thing with over-vaccinating your kids. 72 vaccines, and then you can see how it's affecting the children's mental status, and now you're putting them on medications to correct the problem that you caused. You got to.
You got it.
I'm
sorry.
You just got to stay away from the processed foods, which is now something that's actually happening. I saw a commercial the other day from a cereal company.
Sure. Listen, I eat pretty clean, but I'm wondering how much it has to do with processed food, guys. I eat a lot of salt, a lot of processed foods. I don't think that's the problem. I don't know.
Look,
these kids are developing from children, from babies with processed food. We didn't have processed food like that when we were babies. So now these kids are here. A Lunchable. A Lunchable's got 1,700 milligrams of salt in it. That's dangerous for anybody, let alone give it to a child.
See, do you realize the havoc that much sodium wreaks on your kidneys? And then later on, 10, 15 years down the road, you're eating like that, and all of a sudden you got this problem, you got that problem, and the other. But now listen, let me just throw this out there, and Stella, with the post that you made about the putting electric choke collars on children with autism, and you have the child that. You got the classroom, that you got the teachers trying to teach, and the kids running around crazy, wild, whatever it is. You think, how am I supposed to control this child? So then you have, and there are children like this all over the world. It's not just here with the processed foods, and that's it. And it is a problem. I'm not saying it's not a problem, but this goes on in other countries too.
Yeah.
So the thing is, at what point do you lay this problem at the feet of the parents?
All right, look at this video. Yeah. Just look at the sheer amount of people even that are on these drugs. Zoloft, all this. This is 27 seconds. Here we go.
Go ahead.
As of 2026, roughly 44 million Americans take those pills. That's about 16.6% of adults. The number of people taking those medications surging over time. You can see the steady climb over 15 years right here, where it lands right now. The secretary's push aimed at the most commonly prescribed antidepressants, including Prozac, Zoloft, Lexapro, and Paxil.
I mean, these are household names.
For a little child, I mean, this is mind-altering, I mean, for an adult, it's different. For an adult, you get into an adulthood. Look, it's like anything else. If you come from a home that's messed up, right? Your childhood's messed up, and you got messed up problems and so forth. And it's difficult when you start reaching into your 30s and 40s to cope with things, because it's like this. Let's say you have a building, and the building has a messed up foundation. Would you feel more comfortable on the 37th floor? You know what I'm saying? Like, by the time you get up here, you're so these medications come in. I mean, they help a lot of people. They do. My point is, at what point do you say to the parents, listen, little Johnny runs around like a wild banshee in the classroom. You got to start disciplining him at home.
That's the problem, is they allow this to happen at home. That's
or the parents have a blind eye to it.
Yeah, you know,
the other thing.
When I first moved out, I got my apartment, and then my friends would come over and bring you kids, and I tell them straight out, we're close friends. I don't want to have to discipline your child in my home. Okay,
Right.
So dinner is eaten at the table, food doesn't leave the table, and we don't walk on my furniture.
Right.
So what goes on in your home?
And they don't eat your cannoli.
That's it. So, you know, and the problem is people are just, they don't want to tell their kids not to do something because it affects them. And you know something? It's supposed to affect you. It's supposed to teach you. So now you're not teaching these kids. And that's the problem now. And you're sending them off to school this way, and it becomes an ADD problem. It's not an ADD problem. To tell you the truth, it's a parent disciplining or teaching their child problem. And you created this unruliness because it does it at home.
So how much better would it be if the child did get proper discipline? Because you know many parents are wackadoos too.
True.
You know, it's generational wackiness.
Yes.
So, but if the child did have medication that truly helped, and then at the same time got good, gentle discipline, now you have a well-adjusted person.
You have a well-adjusted person. Right.
All right.
Let the medication help, and then
As
do
opposed
something.
to you fellas.
I'm not anti-medication. I'm just anti, like, it's too much. All right, guys, we want to talk about one of the reasons why Larry's here on this show here. This is the very famous cover.
Share the show.
Yes. Now, guys, as you guys know, this is the very picture for the very famous cover. Larry, you can weigh in. JFK Jr., it specifically said that this was needed to be on the cover, correct?
Yes. This cover was a little bit odd compared to other covers because normally it had some type of George Washington or interview on it. So when this cover came in, it was just really kind of off the beat. But, you know, but they were very specific about placing things.
Right. One of the issues here, we talked about this before, but one of the issues is the moon. So you see the Mount Rushmore there in the back. You see the moon. JFK Jr. wanted specifically, he told you, he wanted it specifically a certain way, correct?
Yes. He wanted it to be 3%. Where is it? The 4% moon. So he told it, it was marked up on a proof. And he circled the moon and it said minus 4%. And normally to us that makes, that means lighten the image, minusing 4% of the color. So it just didn't make sense. So we had to make a phone call and we found out that they wanted us to shave 4% off the size of the moon off the left-hand side, which
the coincidence, so to speak, is that when Donald Trump was speaking in Mount Rushmore on July 3rd, by the way, that was the date, that was the same exact moon where it was not full yet, but it was shaved off a little bit, correct?
Right. So that's why I could understand why would you want to shave that moon? It's so, you see how small that is on the cover,
right?
Who's gonna know? You know what I'm saying? But now I know why you asked
we know.
An odd comment because I didn't realize it until the 4th of July show, and I said, I wonder what the moon cycle is because I follow the moons and crystals and whatnot. So, and I was like, wait, and I compared the two, and then I just stumbled on that, and it's just too much of a coincidence for it to be a coincidence.
All right.
Yeah.
So we're happy to know about this. All right, guys.
There was also a small rumor that was floating around X that I think that the model is Diana Mulder, right?
I think so. Mulder is her last name.
Yeah.
She
Well,
was
there was a
picked for that
rumor
spot.
going around X that where people started thinking that was our Tracy.
Oh, really?
You know, we had to say like, well, Tracy would have been 6 years old, so it's probably not her.
Okay,
Now,
guys. Okay, go ahead.
every cover, there's the old issue of George. Like see people address like the first cover, Cindy Crawford. She was George Washington.
Right.
Okay, and then they had her picture in by the contents of the cover. Did you know every cover had George Washington on it?
Yeah. They used to
Marcellus
hide John would hide a little image of George Washington somewhere on the cover.
Yeah, everywhere on the cover there might have been a George, and then you found out in the
I
comics.
must be a George expert. I knew that. I'm a George expert. I'm going to start a whole new show. I'm going to start a new show, and I'm going to call it the George Expert.
The George Expert.
And just want to let you guys know this. We're very proud of our.
Put that on a throw pillow. Go ahead. I'm sorry. What'd you say, Gene?
Oh, I'm just excited about our covers. Okay, Dave, I really want to do because it was
Seriously,
big today.
I'm gonna put it on a throw pillow. The George Expert.
Okay.
You can learn a lot from a throw pillow,
right?
We should put that on the throw pillow.
All right, guys. I want to do the. We don't have time for the whole thing, but
sure we do.
No, I don't have the whole thing. We're talking about the devotional. The devotional.
Oh, okay.
Guys. If you get the dispatch, you should be getting it. We always lead with a devotional every time we do the dispatch. Today was particularly wonderful. Not even a minute. I just want to show you a little bit of it. Here we go.
Christ doesn't introduce new rules. He is the life. He dissolves the penalty, replacing it with a permanent guarantee of incorruptibility. The legal transaction occurs in John 10. Because Christ possessed the unique power to lay down his life and take it back up again, he successfully absorbed the exact penalty demanded by the first two laws. The immediate effect of this transaction is total emancipation. It legally frees the believer from the jurisdiction of sin, the wages of death, and the coming wrath. The law of the Spirit of life actively dismantles the trap. It shifts the believer completely out of the court of condemnation and seats them entirely within a permanent penalty-free jurisdiction.
All right.
And folks, please pick up on the gears, because the gears that we put on various images and covers and images within the magazine have meaning. So try and follow along, because it's going to be important.
All right. Guys, we have one more segment here, and this one is actually...
He doesn't care about gears. He doesn't even have gears in his watch. He pulled the gears out of his watch the other day. So
he didn't watch the Jets. He didn't watch the Jets. So.
That's right. He didn't watch the Jets.
Oh, my goodness. You guys are torturing me on the Jets and the Mets. Oh, my goodness. All right, guys. The final story we have here, this was the last one. Weeks... oh, my goodness. I can't believe I'm having to read this. Week after a bullfighter suffers... I don't even know.
Perforated rectum.
Okay. Another was gored in a groin requiring surgery. Okay.
I got to tell you, I saw that this morning. I was cheering for the bull. I was like, fine, good. The bull got a couple.
All right.
Yeah, but that poor guy has to hurt. That had to hurt.
Oh,
I watched it.
Of course. But Larry, this sport, it's not even a sport. This is just barbarism.
It is,
right? That's all it is. This is like the blood sports of the Roman Empire when they would feed Christians to the lions. Hey, there you go. This is what I'm talking about. This coward dressed like I don't know what he's dressed like, is literally, it's a slow, torturous death for the bull.
Yeah.
First, the guy gets in there waving a red cape at him, causing the bull to charge. Then as the bull passes, he throws these darts trying to get the dart, what, Gene, in the spine, right?
In the spine.
Right.
Why?
Now,
Why would he want to get it in the spine, Gene?
it basically disables him for the kill shot. So like as he's doing it, it'll freeze. Basically, it's like cutting off a human spine. Really.
Okay, so in other words, he's trying to partially paralyze the bull.
Yeah.
Basically.
With each one of these darts or these little tiny swords, he's trying to partially paralyze the bull. So the bull is bleeding. When you look at that image, the bull has blood all over him. He's got all these darts in his back. And here's this guy dressed up, in his fancy schmancy outfit with the red cape and about to stick him again with a sword. I don't know who in the world goes and watches this. These are crazy people. Yeah. I'm so thankful that we're pulling our troops out of there.
Yeah, right.
This video is interesting because in Mexico City, it used to be legal. There's not legal anymore. This was from maybe 10, 20 years ago, where a bullfighter actually got arrested because he got psyched out. Anyway, here we go, 25 seconds. Yeah, he got arrested because they had breach of contract. It was a rule back then.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Well, yeah, it's breach of contract. That's why they arrested him.
Yeah.
But
you got to be crazy to even want to do that.
Yeah, and the running of the bulls is another thing. People run in front of the bulls charging down the street, and the bulls don't know. They're running to their death.
Right.
Yeah, that's they lead them in. Is running into the Coliseum or whatever, I believe it is.
Yeah.
All right.
But still, to put yourself in harm's way like that for what? To say you did it?
Right.
A lot of things I want to do.
You can't outrun. Look, you can't outrun a bull. So why? Anyway, the whole premise. It doesn't matter. Oh, they've done this for hundreds of years. So what?
Yeah.
It's barbaric.
It is barbaric. It's time to modernize and step up,
All right, guys. Anything else tomorrow? Just a reminder, tomorrow's show is for George Magazine.
I'll tell you what they do. You know what they do? They give the bullfighter and all the maniacs that want to run in front of the bulls, load them up with Zoloft.
There you go.
Load them up with Zoloft. And all of these other antidepressants, and then go, okay, boys, here come the bulls.
Here come the bulls. They'll all be like laying there, getting trampled.
All right.
Hey, what happened to you?
All right, guys. Just a reminder that tomorrow it's a special show. So if you are a subscriber to anything of George Magazine, when I say anything, even like the AI book or the updates, I should say, correct, Dave?
That. If you get the updates to the AI book, the Ageless Tech, or the updates to the crypto book, or George Jr., or any kind of paid subscription, you'll get a link.
Okay. All right. Sounds good, guys. Thank you so much for joining us once again. And don't forget, for Friday, if you have your pictures of your pets, oh my goodness, got to remind you guys, send them in. It's info, correct, Dave Blaze? Info at
georgemagazine.com, and we're going to show all of the little lovable fur babies on Friday. Now, don't forget, Subscriber Friday, short description, pictures. It'd be great. And Larry, we're gonna be graced with your presence every Wednesday, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Sounds good, guys. We'll see you guys. If you're a subscriber, we'll see you guys tomorrow.
You got it. Have a good one.
Oops, sorry. Thanks for checking us out. Don't forget to go to georgemagazine.com and sign up for the Dispatch. It's free. Get the emails and the news stories. And check us out Monday through Friday, 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. You can check us out on Facebook and YouTube. We'll see you then.